This week I want to talk about blogging best practices for business owners. So, as a business owner, you understand the importance of marketing your brand. But what about blogging? Well, a blog can be an effective way to reach new customers and grow your business. What we're going to talk about is some best practices for blogging that can help you achieve success. So, I have 5 tips here. And so we're going to go through them one by one, and feel free to leave a comment with any questions you have. So the first tip is to decide on a content strategy. And the best way to do that is, okay, whether you sell a product or service. Okay, so let's say for me as a virtual assistant, what is it that I want to lead people into? Do I have a program? Is it that I just need some more clients? So for right now, I've got a program that I want to attract people to, and it's more of a done with you program versus a done for you. So as a virtual assistant, I do a lot of done for you work. Um, but I'm starting this program that's more of a done with you to help business owners who are trying to do it themselves, but run into tech issues and need help with that. So my content that I create, and this would apply not just to blogs, but also to like social media posts and live and going live on social media and all of that, is you want to say, okay, what are some tips I can give people that show value that would attract them to my program? So this topic would be one. Maybe you're someone who is starting a blog and you don't know where to start, and you don't really know how to add it to your website and all of that. And so my program, excuse me, my program could help you with that. Again, it's done with you versus done for you. So it's that we would get on a Zoom call, and you would share your screen and I would walk you through how to do that. Okay. So trying not to get too much off topic, and I really am not trying to promote right now. I'm just trying to paint a picture. And that is that, okay, so um so if your product or service or program, how does it help people, and what are some tips you can give your audience to attract them into it? Okay, so um so like I said, for example, I'm doing this blog post or this vlog post, because it's a video blog, on blogging best practices for business owners. So if you're new to the online marketing world, or you're new to having an online business, or um, and even if you've been doing this for a while, it doesn't mean that you can't learn something new from what I'm telling you here, right? And this is free content I'm giving you, but it builds credibility and it shows that I know what I'm talking about. And so if you are in a need, wherever in a need, whether it's now or 6 months from now or a year from now, hopefully you'll remember this, and um, you'll want to, talk to me about how I can help you. So long story short, that first tip is content strategy. What are you going to write about? Again, that's around your product or service or program, and how it can help you and how it can help your audience, because ultimately it's really about what problem do you solve for your audience, and your content needs to be structured around that. Now, are you going to blog weekly, monthly, a couple times a month, maybe every day? I mean, obviously that's up to you to decide. as you get into a process for it, it might help you be able to do more blogging. But ultimately, deciding on a content strategy is deciding on the content, deciding on how often you're going to post, when you're going to post, where you're going to post. And yeah, so that's tip number one. Tip number two is to create high quality content. So this is kind of tied to number one because, the content you create is very important if you're going to attract people to read it and to consume it. Okay. So your content, your obviously the written content, and even any images you use with that content. So, and the images obviously wouldn't just be used in the blog post, they might be used to promote that blog post. The third tip would be using keywords to optimize your posts. So one thing that I try to encourage content creators to do is to pick a keyword. Like for this post, it's blogging, and create the content around that. Now, since this is a blog post, a video blog, the search engines are going to be looking at the keywords that I have set up on the back end of my blog post, not necessarily what is written, although I will have some written content above and below the video on the blog. So I need to have keywords in there, and I need to have keywords in the back end as far as tags and that sort of thing. So just make sure your keywords are within the content and also the back end of your blog post, the part that people don't see. The fourth tip, promoting your content on social media. When you release a new blog post, you should definitely be promoting it on social media. As I preach all the time, that social media is a great place to build your audience, but you should be leading them to be added to your email list. And a great way to do that is promoting a blog post that you've written. So you want to make sure you're promoting it. And again, this is where, images are going to be, branded images are going to be very helpful when you're promoting your blog posts on social media. The fifth tip is to analyze your results and adjust your strategy as needed. So I highly recommend using like Google Analytics. And there should be, if you're using WordPress, I know there's definitely a way to connect Google Analytics to your website and be able to generate reports to see what blogs are getting the most traffic and kind of analyze why that is and create more content around that. So anyway, in order to make the most out of your blog, it's important to create content that is valuable and engaging for your audience. This means providing helpful information, answering common questions, and sharing fresh perspectives on your industry. You should also aim to publish new posts regularly in order to keep readers coming back for more. And regularly, I mean, again, that's up to you and your bandwidth. I would recommend at least once a week, but if that's too much for your schedule, you could start out with twice a month and then gradually move up to once a week. But don't forget to promote your blog content too. It's so important. And not just once you release it, you don't just release it and then promote it. You want to continue to promote your blogs throughout the week. You know, as you have more blogs, you'll have more to promote and more to rotate through. But it's important not to ignore your older posts. The other thing too, as you do this more and you have older content, you can take those older posts and you can repurpose them into you can take them and repurpose them into more fresh content for your blog. When I do that, what I try to do is actually remove the old blog post from the blog itself, and then I kind of add it as a new blog post. But I take that content that's in that blog post and I use it to create a new blog post, remove the old one, and then I'm refreshing that content is there. So I'm not having to completely rewrite. I can just kind of refresh that content that's there. So I hope that made sense. But you also want to share those links on social media. There's directories that you can submit articles to, like Tumblr is one. TUMBLR, I think is how it's spelled. You can check that out. And also reach out to other people in your industry who may also have a blog, and you might be able to guest blog there, or they can guest blog on your blog. And that's a great way to get in front of get in front of your ideal client and attract them to your audience. So I hope these tips have been helpful. Feel free to ask any questions you have below, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.